So real quick, this is the buyout from Kenon Electronics. And so he had a whole bunch of test stations because they were doing the amp refurbs for us and for a couple other people. But sometimes they have the big resistors. This one is for 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, and then I forget what this one is. And then there's other ones that are smaller. Again, it depends on what amplifier you're testing. And then they have some sort of counter. I'm not sure if this is definitely not a power supply, but it's some sort of digital readout. And then we had a whole bunch of the Ostrons, the 50 amp and the 70 amp power supplies to go with them. So if you're interested in something like that, please let me know. But we're just kind of going through this stuff over here in the far bay. Because I want Damien to do some cool stuff at home, because it's kind of a drive for him to come over here. So I'll send him over here. So I can do the, oh, Ash was, will you go put these in there, please? Ash was asking about those today. This is where I save all my JL parts. W6, W7, 13W7. Technically you can go through, I think I did a video on this before where you grind it off. Then you can put a new spider on there. And because there's no leads, you don't really have to line anything up. And then you leave these where they are, and then you got to carefully put it back in. And again, I think it's a whole lot of garbage, if you ask me, because plastic cone, it's really cheap stuff. But people want it, so it's like, it's this weird thing. Like, and then if it's not perfect, you know, I hear them throw a fit or whatever. So it's one of those things where I don't really like to do it, but if I have time to do it, I will. I just don't have any time. But if you want to buy parts, let me know and I will sell these to you. So these are all the gaskets and stuff like that. We got all the cones, a bunch of other stuff. Spiders, these are all spiders. These are all from Concept. I got old cones from Concept, like these. These are really nice. I like to use these for the P3s. It's polycone with rubber surround. It looks really nice. And then we could probably reissue like some sort of Rockford, old school Rockford cap. And then we got a whole bunch of these boxes. These are for 10s. We have sealed. We have the MTX ported ones. We have a whole bunch of the, these are the 5-foot whips for LEDs. More cones. A whole bunch of these cardboard tubes that I want to finish and turn into enclosures, but I don't think we can sell them fast enough. So some people are not fans of the cylinder, the Sioux Research, HSU, Sioux Research. I don't know if the H is hard or soft, but and then we have some more boxes, and there's some magnets over there, a bunch of gaskets. Yeah, I would love to get rid of a lot of this stuff. And I have this local, this was in the GONZO Mini Cooper. Yeah, for 215s, for 2 GONZO 15s. He even put the steel inserts in here so that he could use threaded bolts. I think these are just 1/4-20s to really hold those fuckers on there, so that he knew the box wouldn't break, but the frame will probably break first too. I haven't done a shop update for you guys in a while. So we've been doing lots of magnetizing on the motors. We got these for cheap. I wanted to put the dust caps in here, but it's tough to pour labor money into organization when it doesn't really pay off. And so I can totally hear a bunch of you guys with OCD. They're like, of course it pays off. Or the people that study Japanese management, like Toyota. And it's like, okay, yeah. I'm only one dude. I cannot afford it. We got the 18s in from 18-inch frames to finish up, I think like 4 orders. I still ordered extra. I always order extra. We're doing more of the, I'm just doing plain black now. Let me show you the colors. Some of the colors we got for the motors. I'm going to do a pair of 10s. I'm going to do a bunch of these. This is the Vato Supreme 15-inch with the GONZO cone. These are only like 300 bucks shipped. It's a really, really good deal. And then somebody asked me for the TI frame on some. I'm like, okay, we'll do it. But I like using the spacers because then it shows off the color. And then we did the back color as well. So a bunch of copper ones. Somebody wanted neon green, so I did that one. We still have some GONZO Junior motors left, but like I said, it's compatible with the lower to base 400 ounce. George let me know that the next shipment will be coming in will have bolts in it. Oh yeah, I guess this can be that video. I was talking to you guys about this one. So, show you guys that. George did the new bolt hole patterns, so you can use it with the V2 frames or the retro old frames. And then he put bolts in it to keep it from getting shifted. And then, let's see, I bought the samples, 3 of the Arc Audio X2 12D4, and then the 10s. Those would actually make really good 8s. Typically what you want to do is shift sizes. So whatever used to be a 12 would make a good 10, whatever used to be a 10 would make a good 8, etc. And then you get, you know, that's all they do. I'd love to see JL Audio do that with, especially with like the old V2 motors, turn it into a shallow woofer. Because people like the W6, they just want something that's a little more shallow. And it's not hard to make, so I make them. I don't know why they can't make them. So, what else? Oh, the NEP motors. So, I don't know, I think there was more other, I think I haven't unpacked them yet, is those NEP motors. And then we got a whole bunch of Recoil stuff. These enclosures, these are the SWS 12s. What I like to do on these is take the amplifier section out of them and then replace it with just a box terminal. And then we put an external amplifier, that dual amplifier that's like 300 watts. And then these sound fucking great. The problem with them is that the heat sink is on the inside of the enclosure, and so it doesn't quite get enough air. And then people, of course, are abusive, and so it tends to overheat on them, and then they send it back. So that's the problem with that. I also saw some prototypes of, they're doing the same enclosure, but they're doing it with a better woofer in it. And so I want to see them do the SWP, which is the one with the passive radiator. It's a cube. I want to see that in 8, 10, 12. With the again, I don't have any say on what they do. Sometimes they'll consult me when they paint themselves into a corner, which I think is funny. These are the I call it the hibachi, but it's a bike handle cup holder. So sometimes we get B stock or whatever. This is all the stuff that they either got returns on, or sometimes I think it finally got pulled from Amazon, and they just don't have the room in the warehouse. So today I got like 3 boxes when I went down there, or I sent Sherry down there to go get some woofers I needed for the weekend. So, and then I got to move this Mr. Music Man amp, 400 bucks. This is the Ear Candy 4500.1D. I think Oscar did a dyno video using the Steve Mead device, and he was showing 7,000 watts, I think at half an ohm or something. Excuse me. So, I don't know. Now that you guys are doubting the Steve Mead, oh God, he's so stupid. He did a video the other day where he's watching baseball. Like, that was the whole video. It was a video of him watching baseball, and then you're watching, it's dumb. It's like, okay. And then Damien was telling me that, like, I don't know if it was during COVID that he was like asking for money, which I thought was gross. It's like, that's why I don't want to ask you guys for money. I got tons of stuff. Buy my stuff if you want to have pity on me. And then if you are a grown man and you don't want to have pity on me, but you want to support me, loan me money. Loan me $1,000 and I'll pay you back a lot of interest. It'd be nice. The amp deal came with 2 of these guys. I don't know what series these are, but I think they use 3-inch coils. He rates them at like 2,000, which they don't do. They do like 1,200, 1,500 each. I would actually pair them up with a different amp. But again, I've been getting a lot lately of just stupid people that they just want to run an amp that's way too big. And so I try to give them all the warnings I can. It's funny, I was on TikTok and there was this lady that, I think she calls it the angry marketing. I'll have to find a link. But she was basically talking about that one of the things they teach you in marketing school, if there is such a thing, is to treat people, your customers, like they're idiots. Like they're, 12-year-olds. Like they're just dumb, and you baby them, and you watch out for their feelings and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Because do you get their money? Sure. And that's what like companies like Apple do. But I don't want to be like Apple. I don't want to be a ripoff. I don't want to do that stuff. I want to educate you so that you make better choices. Now, if I try to educate you and you turn my suggestions down, like once, twice, I don't know. There's not really a firm rule on that stuff. It just depends on, I guess, what the attitude you have that day and versus the attitude that I have that day. So like the other day, I ended up, the Mexican guys I walked, so these are some prototypes that we got from China. These are the 8-ohm ones. They wanted the 8-ohm ones, and then I also have a 4-ohm one. I really never found much use for these. I think we have 6 of each. We can do them for $40 each. They're equivalent to what people call like a 400 watt. This is a 10-inch. We have a 10, we have an 8. And then we have the bullet tweeters that go with them. And I think the bullet tweeters were branded Diablo, and I ended up selling all those. We got those from Kenon Electronics out of LA. And then those all went, and then I have these now, and I just use the Recoil tweeters because they're just available. So, and then we still have a lot of the MTX Magnum. I got one thing set of the 12s left. Oh, device is too hot. I got to turn this off soon. But we have a lot of the 10s. I do this with a wire kit and an amp for $200 out the door. But right now the market is really soft. There's not a lot of demand. And so it's one of those things where I just kind of got to do what I got to do. Pay bills. I think this is a D2 Vato Supreme. If anybody wants one, $250 shipped. And I got to send this out today. This is the new Cylon motor. So it takes an 8-layer. It's very nice. We've done a couple with TI frame. I just showed you the video of the ones with using the Storm frame. What's this? Oh, this is that other one. So some people may call it a, what do you call it? Scar EVL. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is this Scar EVL you're talking about? But either way, I have a pair of those for $400. But they come with a 3-year warranty and all new soft parts. Yeah, we got to go through a lot of this. This is a lot of stuff that I got today. BTO battery terminals. If you order stuff, sometimes I just throw these in. Steven calls these the girlies. It's the ground loop isolator. And then the hibachi, which is the handlebar cup holder. I'll get returns like this. We got some deluxe returns the other day that people had done the wire swap on, which is just a sneaky piece of shit thing to do, but I'm like, okay. It ends up putting stuff in my pocket, so. And then somebody was complaining today about how Recoil now does regional websites to do retail sales. And they were complaining, they said, this is what every company does. They start out, basically giving stuff away at cost to get the name out, which is, it's actually more effective than advertising. Also, there's no advertising mechanisms anymore, like magazines and things like that. And so we end up using just sales, just putting it out there on Amazon and making it available. And then people go, hey, this product's really good. Is this messy? Yeah, I don't think Ash has been over here for like a month. And then Izzy was working over here, but she was not very productive. And so we had to let her go. Just fucking shit up. Whole lot of RCAs. If you guys want, again, once we get to the new place and I have these in everything in like storage containers or shipping containers, then I can finally break it out. That's what I really like about electronics, is that it doesn't really age. Like you can have stuff on the shelf for like 10 years and it's fine. It doesn't really age. Still have more skateboards. We're doing these for 50 each with grip, shipped. If you guys want a skateboard, if you want me to sign it, I'll sign it. I don't want to do the dick prints anymore because people were like, what is this? I was like, that's my penis dipped in ink and then rubbed on your thing. And then everybody's like, I mean, I thought you were joking. I'm like, yeah, I was joking. And then I decided to call you out on that shit, bitch. And then you crumbled like a cracker, you filthy cracker. I think that was it. Let me open these up real quick. Okay, so what this reminds me of is the old RE Audio SE and the SX. So a little bit larger diameter. Both of them use double stack, which is really only it's like, you don't have to use a triple stack. RE used 3 triple magnets, but these are what? These are 3/4 inch. But look how deep that is for excursion. So that's the other way to achieve that is with the steel. What's funny is steel is actually heavier than the ferrite. That's why people get more easily impressed with the ferrite. And I think that's what pisses people off, like Jacob, where he's like, you don't need 4 slugs on there. And then what does he do? He does it himself. Because it's cheaper and it's lighter and it saves money, and it also makes people think that it's tougher, even though it's the same as the triple stack. So we got some trades in. I got this PSI. I still got to do that sound cubed one. Yeah, I still got to ship orders, and it's already what, 3 o'clock. I gotta get back to work, guys. If anybody wants a super ultimate SQ12 right here, this is it. This is the Dub 7. I haven't done a full video on it. And it's a dual 1 with the 13-inch 13W7 coil. But just a much, much bigger magnet than the 13W7. I'll do a side-by-side comparison so you can see it. Oh, let me see. Erica's 18 is almost done. Yeah, there it is. So, I think this is dry. Yeah, we can go ahead and do the outer cap. I think I wanted to see how this fit. This one is the 205. Yeah, that one fits nice. That looks good. I'll give her the big one. She likes that. She needs some good dicking. Yep, I'll go ahead and trace that, put that one on for her, and then this will go out Monday. I just don't have enough time to bag it up, and I also want to do a video on it. I'm going to turn these into, I think, these are 12W7 motors. I think I'm going to do 12s. Oh, no, that's right. I have a pair of the glossy tranny blue 10-inch W7s, 10 W7 frames that I wanted to put on there because you guys liked the look, and it has that huge gap underneath, so it'll handle this big old dildo pole piece cooling system that JL integrated. This is Damien's. He is doing a Klipsch home woofer that's 18, but it's not nearly as beefy. We did the Copperhead audio version of the Vato Supreme on the 18 with the 160 millimeter bolt pattern, and then I made it D4 so he could use it at home with, I think he wanted to try a couple of different amps. He's got a PA amplifier that he wanted to try, and then some car amps that he wanted to try for home theater, but the cabinet fits an 18, and so we ended up going with the copper one, which resembles the kind of orange copper that Klipsch has as well. Oh, I got another Sunshine Underground 12. These are the shallow 12s that I'm developing. We're gonna make these awesome. And then this is another prototype. This is the LGBTQ UWU prototype that Jacob's like, hey, can you make a really gay subwoofer? I was like, yeah, I can make a gay subwoofer. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, make something that like like sort of encourages people to suck dicks. I was like, all right, we'll do. You're the goat, bro. And he's like, yeah. So we're gonna do those, and then we're back to here. think this is a T.C.O.Z motor. The black version was, what was his name? He bet Tilo and lost a bet. Murphy? This actually looks, I think this is an SSA motor. That's what it reminds me of. Which was Phi inspired. Like Phi used to make the first ones, and then they ended up going straight to China. Again, they're like, fuck you, Scott, we don't need you. And then they're like, I don't know, I think they went out of business or whatever. Them, and somebody told me Black Brick went out too. Yeah, this is no game for pussies, guys. And I'm plenty pussy already, so. And I've been doing this for 30 years, so. Oh yeah, I wanted to show that Zach's box off. So I ended up getting this box off of Zach. I also, thank you for your tips, guys. I can't tell when people are on meth. And as soon as I showed that video of Zach, everybody's like, oh my God, they're on meth. I was like, oh, I don't know. I need to do the, see, he wants to be a box builder. He could be a box builder. Look at that double thick face. It's a little oversized, but it's fine. So you know what? Let me cool down the phone, and then I'll do the video for Zach's 18s. Maybe we'll get him to do that. Somebody's over here. Oh, somebody's here. I gotta go. All right, love you guys. Bye.